Well, hello everyone. Here I am once again. Due to a lot of technical issues with this desktop, that my USB ports don't have enough power. Once again, we are not going with any live video today, so just audio only. But I understand this. It's sometimes things happen for the as like the cliche idiom likes to go. Everything happens for a reason, so I'll just leave it. It's fine. Yeah. But also, like one of my faculty suggested, don't underestimate good graphics. I do not have time for good graphics this week, so I'm just gonna have to go with what I have. You know, we may not every week have the best preaching environment, but you work with what you got. You work with what you got. So working with what you got is my theme for today. It's about that you do not let the past define you. You may participate in the divine nature, having escaped the corruption in the world caused by evil desires. So there's many things in our lives that have, led up to where we are today. But you do not have to let them define you. This is the message of Jesus. It does coincide with my previous message about you don't want, you about marriage to a degree, because sometimes people do let some things. Marriage is one common thing that people will allow to define them, regardless of how it turns out in life. Unfortunately, I know this very well because of my life circumstances of living with somebody who decided to let certain things define them. Maybe not just one person, but unfortunately, a bunch of people difficult to deal with because they don't have Jesus defining them, but they have other things defining them. So, this is not a comfortable situation. Let me tell you. But anyways, I can't do anything about this right now. I cannot invoke immediate change that I need. The best thing I can do is just like with my computer not working is hopefully to find to focus on looking forward to secure more stable employment income and things like that, so I can go on with be able to get a better computer, get a better desktop, So anyways, so in this chapter in context, we have a calling and election, just like they're saying. So through all these, he's given us this great and greatest heart. So that's where the verse of the day goes. But everything in context. So I am familiar with this text. It's one of the well, I mean, like I've learned the background before. So, but I'm pretty sure this is also, yes, it's written by Peter, and it's, well, I'll give you a short background. Like I said, it may be not for submission to seminary papers, but it's okay to use other common resources like internet resources, as long as you can confirm that they're accurate. So if you are, theological educated, you should be able to know this. So that's the whole point. You have that wisdom and discernment. So let me go look up one for us. So I was checking out this message from BibleProject.com. You can find, like, because I was looking for this. It's more of a commentary, kind of a mini sermon on it, rather than just giving you the historical and contextual background. Um, but that, for me, the more detail, I got a big textbook called The Story of Christianity for one of my classes. So I don't really have time for reviewing that at the moment. I'm not saying that it's not important for me to review it, just don't have time for it right now. But anyways, my focus is not actually on this text. It's in general the topic of not allowing the past to define you. So that verse of the day is about this, but the intention behind Peter's letter is more just like the Bible Project was saying. It is true. It's more about like how to discern God's calling to you up until the end times when he comes back, when Jesus returns again. So what I'm saying is that there's no sense in necessarily going too deep into that. But what I'm saying is that the God always has a plan for everything. Jesus does have contingency plans. So I would return back to Genesis for this illustration. when when Adam and Eve did what they should not be doing, and they disobedience of God. In my opinion, when you look at Genesis, disobedience of God is the knowledge of fruit and evil. So what I mean is as much as this could be a metaphor or actual historical event, which historians cannot agree with, all of Genesis, even up to creation. When I was in my one of my the libraries doing research of all the Christian authorities on the text, what I found is that there are many people who believe in evolution, even who are Christian, and many people who actually believe in creation being a literal event who are Christian. But the thing is, most of them could agree in the consensus in their texts that they write that you should not disagree with the whether you believe in evolution or So the background before this text is that they talk about the creation story. So whether you believe in the evolution or creationism, it doesn't matter. Just not be disharmonious. Do not fight over minor details. The important thing is just that God is behind creation. So that's the overall conclusion for that. And same thing with this, and whether or not there really wasn't, like a fruit, or some people like to call it an apple, that Adam and Eve should not have eaten or whatever. That's not the important thing. The important thing is that that from disobeying God, that's how they discovered the knowledge of good and evil. Because to do good is to obey, and to not do good or other things that which the English translation might say evil, and some people don't like that word. It has too much of a negative connotation for them on that word. So I was just saying that it's not the wording that matters, but the whole point is there's the good, there is the ideal way of doing it, obeying God, and then there's the not so ideal way of doing it, disobeying God, and then getting banished. But the whole point from this is that God also covered Adam and Eve by clothing them. So even though they were exposed, nakedness is in this passage was only a problem because they were naked to begin with, according to the metaphor. So that was not an issue. The issue is that they were exposed, and they realized that they felt that they did not want God to know. So actually, I ate of the fruit. Oh no, I got this juice on me. Now the bees can smell it. Oh no, I might be adding into the story, but there had to be something going on. That why they were concerned that God would find out. So, metaphorically speaking, so that's why I kind of just I got the juice of the fruit on me. And not all the bees are coming after me too. It's like this didn't happen before all the other fruits. There must be something going on. But God's like, God's like, I got this. So so I'll protect you. So, and then going on to the next chapter, just a bit touching, but same thing with Cain and Abel. Cain and Abel. I know a little bit about Cain and Abel. So Cain did wrong as well, but God said, no, I'm not gonna let that define you. I put a mark on Cain so that no one who found him would kill him. It's like yes, you also did wrong by killing your own brother, but I'm not gonna let this define you. The Lord, as we know in the Old Testament, the Lord, but we believe that personally, I believe that Jesus is the Lord of this text as well. So anyways, I'm not here to infringe on your beliefs. Whoever's watching this video, you can believe what you can believe what you choose to believe. But my personal preference is I feel that Jesus is also this right here. So obviously this video goes out to a public audience, so I am not going to necessarily have to want you to feel that I'm imposing my views on yours. But that's what I'm saying, is that even though Cain did wrong by killing his brother, God said, I'm not gonna I'm gonna put a mark on you so no one to find you will kill you as well. So he's like, oh no, it's like, what have I done? Just like Adam and Eve, they realized, oh no, I did something that I regret. I killed my brother. Now I got, now the person that I'm complaining that I'm competing with and offering, and the fact that I have to offer vegetables, and he's offering meat, as far as I remember the way the narrative goes. Yes, Abel put the meat and he gave the vegetables. So he's like, oh, no. Now that the person I'm comparing myself to is gone, I no longer feel jealous. I was like, I got rid of him. So now what? I still got the vegetables. It's like, and it's like, oh, okay, and then like, and then he realized that that this competition, all it did is now I no longer have a relationship with my brother because I killed him. It's like, and even that's why they say, oh, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. It's like the Lord's like, well, he's with me now, but it's like that's why I know, like, that he's not here, that he's not here on earth, because he's with me right now in heaven. It's my interpretation. Maybe your interpretation is not the same, but what I'm saying is that throughout all of Scripture, there is this importance of not letting the past define you. Same thing with in the narrative of Noah, after God sends the flood, he also says, hey, you know what, I'm gonna I still love humanity, so that's why I have Noah, and that's why I'm making this covenant with you, that afterwards, in the covenant does not disappear just because of everything else that happens. I see. I see. So this rainbow thing, it has a promise. Is what I promise not disappear. I see. Very good, Jesus. Very good. I see that is very good. Oh. Alright, so another prime example that I want to talk about is actually from the book of Exodus, when Moses was not allowed to enter the promised land. So if you want more commentary, this is something you can go to this site. It I haven't had a chance to gloss it over, but I don't have much time before that I have to attend to other things. So I'm going to just talk about it in here, but I'm not going to personally endorse this website for the moment. So what I'm saying is that there is a lot of a controversy that might surround this particular topic. But again, just jumping right to the main idea of the reason why I bring up this passage is because the reason why that God does not look at the past is because God is always looking at the bigger picture. Even though Moses was not allowed to enter the promised land, as it specifically specifies at the end of Exodus, that because of all this and because of all that, unfortunately, I'm not gonna have you be the one still. And also, Moses was getting old, and he lived a very long life, so God's like, I can relieve you of this. Life is never easy, so that's why he's like, God's also looking at the bigger picture, say, okay, Moses, you've done enough, but unfortunately, because of also everybody else's stubbornness around you, I don't need you to be the one to lead them into Canaan. So I will allow your predecessor, I believe that's the right word, English word, Joshua, to do it on your behalf instead. Just like I hear like a pastor said before, I don't know who this message is for other than myself, but I'm gonna just put it out there and like just say, like, whatever you're going through, your past and all that, and you never know who's watching. Maybe you think, Kevin, that right now that you don't have anybody watching your video, but who knows? Just like future generations. When Paul wrote the epistles when he was in prison, he didn't know that there'll be thousands of people still reading his stuff to today. So you never know where God is going to take it, or how God's going to use it. So just like it says in here, as well as Matthew 12, it's not about what you think you're accomplishing. Or what my birth mother says about, you're what kind of money you're getting, what good is coming from all your seminary studies. But the thing is, I remember what somebody told me in high school, nobody can take your education away from you. So wherever I go from here, God, I pray that you continue to lead me, and that you show me your way, how to best get the message out, whether that's through a church or not, as well, Lord. And just want to close off with this as well. Is like I said here in Matthew 12, it's about denying yourself. This deny yourself is also repeated in the Greek in the New Testament about take up your cross and follow me, in the gospel. So I don't know if I necessarily have a lot of time to go into my usual 20 minutes, but I'm gonna just wrap it up here and just say the past does not define you. What defines you is Jesus' love for you. So that. So for anybody who needs to hear this, Jesus loves you. In your name, amen.